Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your yoga class. And if you've made it this far, then please find a comfortable position. As the weeks go by, another week and another chance to practice some yoga. So get really comfortable. So I'm sat on something here. I probably say this every week, but I've got this really nice kind of flat bolster that I'm sat on here. But if you've got some cushions or if you've got some pillows, or if you want to lean up against a wall, or even at this part of the class, if you want to sit in a chair, then feel free to do that. I'm a massive fan that your yoga wants to be as comfortable as you can be. Yeah, sure, we feel engagement into the body, and you might feel that challenge. And at times yoga should be challenging physically, but when we're sat here at the start, you want to be as comfortable as you can be. So there's certain things that we can do. So sitting on something just raises the hips up. If you raise the hips up, you can bring the knees down, and that just takes a bit of tension out of the lower spine and the hips themselves. So when I'm usually sat on the floor, it's not as comfortable. My knees are a little bit higher. If I sit on something, then I raise my hips up and I can drop my knees down and have a little wriggle around. But if you sat in a chair or if you sat against a wall, then that's great. So I thought what we'd do this afternoon, is we would start with a little bit of breathing. We'll do some pranayama, so some breath control, and then we'll get into a nice practice. We'll flow a little bit today, and then we'll just see where the practice is going to take us. Sometimes it's nice to do a practice where it's intuitive, and we just kind of like go on this little flow together. And then we'll make sure that we have plenty of time at the end of the class just to relax completely and let all of that beautiful physical work that we do integrate into the body. And that's really important. So if you're one of these people that, you get in your Shavasana and you're twitching around and you're like, oh, what's the point of this bit? Please commit to the Shavasana at the end, because it's so important to rest the body and let everything integrate into it. Even though you just think you're probably lying on the floor, there's a lot more going on to it. And that's the magic of the yoga practice that we're going to do today. All right, okay. So why don't we bring the hands somewhere that is comfortable, so the palms up or the palms down, and then we'll bring a little bit of length into the spine. So this is another way that we can find a comfortable position. If we're sat here like this and the belly kind of starts to spill over and, it's really hard to breathe into the chest and the shoulders are rounded, we just bring a little bit of intention into the spine. And then the shoulders are relaxed. My shoulders aren't up here, they're nice and broad. And then the shoulders are relaxed. If you want to bring a little bit of movement into the body, then feel free to do that as well. Nice. And then find that stillness. Beautiful. The breath rhythm we're going to use today is called 5-5-5 breath. So what we do is we inhale for 5 through the nose, we hold the breath at the top for 5, and then we exhale through the nose for 5. And what it allows us to do is allows us to just breathe very well. So we use the regulation of the breath in 5-3 sections. So inhale 5, hold 5, exhale 5. When we're not breathing very well, it sends all the wrong signals to the body. You maybe feel it as like an anxiety. Breath is the primary form of nourishment, before food and before water. So what can you do? You can survive without food for 60 days, something like that. You can maybe survive a few days without water. But with breath, it's not going to be a matter of minutes before you need the breath. So to breathe well is so important. And this brings this lovely regulation of the breath, and it just calms everything down. So let's do this together. I'll count through the first few rounds, and then you can just go off on your own time. So close the eyes or just keep the gaze soft. It's totally up to you. If you don't like closing your eyes, that's fine. And then from here, take an inhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath at the top for 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Inhaling through the nose. Pause the breath. Exhale. Final time of me guiding you. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. And then just go off on your own. So inhale 5, pause 5, exhale 5. Just a few rounds. End of your next exhale, just complete 2 more complete rounds. Inhale for 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause the breath for 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Pause the breath. Exhale. And then just come back to a normal breath rhythm. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Feel free to bring a little bit of movement into the body, maybe a little bit of movement into the shoulders. Maybe drop the chin from side to side. A little bit of movement into the neck. Keep it intuitive. Beautiful. And then just bring the head back to center. Really nice work, everyone. And just check in now. See if you feel anything different. You know, you might not feel anything different at all, but my guess is that you will feel slightly different. It's a really beautiful breath. Whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, whenever you're feeling anxious, whenever you feel sad, whenever you feel low of energy, come to that breath. It never, ever, ever fails me. It's such a beautiful thing to do. And I have a lot of people that talk to me about anxiety, and I always tell them about that breath. Do this breath because it's accessible. You know, you don't need to be able to hold the breath for a long period of time. It's pretty easy to do, and you get into that beautiful rhythm. And try and do it for up to, 10, 15 minutes if you can. But again, you don't need to do that. 3-4 minutes. We just did it for maybe 5 minutes, and it's ample. It's great. It can really change the way that you feel. And that's why the breath is so important. It's the infinite pharmacy within. That's what Yogi Bhajan used to say, one of the Kundalini yoga teachers who brought it over to the West. The infinite pharmacy within. It's all here. Everything we need is in the breath. So we just need to learn how to use it. And then it's magic. It's really powerful. Stop talking about the breath. He's always talking about the breath, this guy. All right, if you sat on something, remove it. What shall I do with this bolster? I might need it again later. So I'm going to place it off to one side. It's probably all right there, isn't it? All right. So bring the feet out in front. Bring the fingers out, so the face forward, and then just drop the knees from side to side. A little bit of movement. We've been there for 10 minutes. 10 minutes of sitting. I thought this was supposed to be a yoga class, man. Get on with it. All right. Breathe in deeply. Nice. A little bit of movement into the hips. And then from here, just come back with your legs crossed. Try and remember which shin was in front. And then change shins if you can. If you can remember, bring the hands onto the knees, Sufi grind or Sufi circles. Inhale forward, exhale back. So just begin to move the torso around the hips, inhaling and exhaling. You know, you might not look exactly the same as me. You might be up here a little bit. but moving the torso around the hips, maybe bending into the elbows, roll the shoulders forward. You can funk it out a little bit, whatever feels good for you, but begin to connect with the breath. Inhaling and exhaling here. I'm in a slightly different place in my flat today. Even though I'm living in Leicester, we've got pictures of the Birmingham Canal System behind us today and not Jamie Vardy. If you are curious. Nice. And then come back the other way. Beautiful. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Remember, the eyes can be closed here. The gaze can be soft. Try and move with a little bit of joy and enthusiasm. Remember, your yoga shouldn't be serious. It can be, it doesn't have to be though. Inhale, come back to center. Pause the breath here at the top. So hold the breath. And imagine squeezing the belly up and in, or squeeze the belly up and in, and then imagine the energy rising up from the pelvic floor. You might feel it. You might just imagine the energy. And then exhale, let it go. Talk about imagining the energy rising, because sometimes it's hard to find that engagement. But if you start to imagine it, then you start to get the engagement over time. It can be really magical. All right, from here, let's take an inhale, sweep the arms up. Make a prayer, and then bring the hands to heart center. Nice. 2 more times. Inhaling up. Look up to the palms if the neck feels okay. Exhale, hands to heart center. 1 more like that. Inhale the arms up. And then this time, exhale, left hand, right knee, right hand behind. Take an inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, twist over to the right. So the back arm, the right arm, maybe you're on the fingertips, maybe you're right down on the palm, but you want to find length in the spine. Breathe into the left-hand side of the body. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice. Come back to center, sweep the arms back up. Exhale. Right hand, left knee, left hand behind. Inhale, find the length first, and then exhale into your twist. Nice. Inhale, find the length. Exhaling into your twist. Inhale, find length. Exhale into your twist. Nice. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center, sweep the arms back up, and then clasp the hands together, push the palms up towards the ceiling, and then a little bit of moving. So just move from side to side, just in your breath. I always inhale to center, and I'm always exhaling down to the side. Inhaling center, exhale down to the side. It's not about the depth, remember, it's just about a nice intuitive movement, matching your body where it is today, or meeting your body where it is today. From here, push the palms forward, round into the spine. Inhale, bring the arms up, raise the chest. Exhale, push the palms forward, separate the shoulder blades. Inhale, find length. Exhale, tuck the belly back towards the spine, round, just moving like that. Nice. Beautiful. Couple more times. This time, inhale the arms back up. Exhale, float the arms back down, nice and slowly as you can. And then press both fingers into the floor, both fingers. The hands, fingers of both hands, I'll get there, into the ground, and then roll the shoulder blades back. Feel the length in the spine, heart centered, lifted. The heart supports the navel. Loads of room to breathe into here. Flatten the left palm down. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, swap, left arm over right. So inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. Nice little flowing move. Imagine you're like the branches on a tree, flowing in the wind. Nice. Inhaling left, exhale right. So this nice lateral stretch into the side body. And work as energetically as feels good for you today. So you might want to go quite quickly. You might want to slow it right down. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Nice. Feel free to have a bend in the elbow, or the arm can be straight. So we're just warming the body up here. This is all about the warm-up, which is going to prepare us for quite a vigorous part of the class, which will be some flow. So when you're doing the flow part of the class, don't push it. You know, it's okay if you are feeling tired or it's challenging, but don't come to the part where you feel that you're straining. Let's do a couple more either side. And then inhale, both arms down. Again, press the fingers into the floor, deep inhale. And then a full exhale. Nice. Bring the legs out in front, give them a shake. So just lean back into the hands and shake them out. And I'll just tell you where we're going to go next. So when I say about not straining, you know, you see a lot, and I'm sure I was like this. Well, I know I was like this when I first started my yoga practice. It was all about, I got to get into this pose and, you know, I've got to work as hard as I can. It's not about that. You know, the body will open up and you'll become stronger just by practicing on a regular basis. So that idea of regular, steady practice. So let's bring the knees in towards the chest and then just wrap the arms around the shins and then drop the head down. So try and move with stability and ease. And that's the main thing. Back out of the postures when you feel you need to. Don't let your ego take over. Be kind to yourself, I guess. Bring the head up. Nice. And then come on to all fours. So we're just going to come around onto all fours. And then, again, a little bit of intuitive movements. Maybe just swing the hips from side to side. You can do these really big hip circles. These feel good. So you bring the weight forward. You bring the weight back. Come forward a few more times. Nice. Spread through the fingers. Remember that stuff we've been working on all these weeks, all this year, really. So nice spread through the fingers. Press into the base and the knuckle of each finger, the fleshy parts of the thumb, and especially the index finger. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. So here we go. First one. So you can bend into one knee, bend into the other. So you see lots and lots of different versions of downward facing dog, depending on your flexibility. What I would encourage is that you find this length in the arms. So you see this quite a lot where the weight's a little bit too far forward, the feet are a little bit too far back. So this sort of version. I like to step my feet in, and then I like to really press into my hands, into my arms, and look how bent my knees are. I always bend my knees because then I can elongate my spine. A lot of people think it's about getting the heels down to the floor, but for a lot of us, then the spine starts to round. Bend into the knees, you can lengthen it. All right, nice. From here, let's do this. Walk the hands back towards the feet, nice and slowly. Hang in a forward fold. Take your time here. Maybe grab onto opposite elbows. And then keep a generous bend in the knees. Again, I see this a lot where people come into a forward fold and they're like, oh, I got to keep my legs straight and I want to bring my hands down onto the floor. Please bend into the knees, you know. You can begin to lengthen them as you go on. What we're looking to do is eliminate the gap here with my chest and my thighs. So if I've got my legs straight, that's really hard for me to do. If I bend my knees, look, I can just get everything a lot closer. Takes the strain out of the back. Breathe deeply here. Just find somewhere for the hands. If they're dangling down, bend deeper into the knees. Let the head be loose. And then from here, press into all four corners of the feet, and you're just going to roll up through the spine with the hands dangling down. Roll up, all the way up, come up to stand. And then my head disappears. So you come and walk all the way up to the top of your mat. I'm just going to make an adjustment on this camera, and we'll prepare us for this part of the class. Move my mat back. So stand in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Have your feet together, or they can be hip width apart. Yeah, that looks all right. We're going to be good like this, everyone. Bring the hands to heart center. As I say, the feet are lined up to the long edges of your mat. From here, take an inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, forward fold. So you just dive back in. Keep a bend in the knees as you come down. Inhale, come up to a flat back. So again, the back of the neck is nice and long. Roll the shoulder blades back. Exhale, hands come down. Step one foot back. Step the other foot back. And then take a nice, beautiful, big inhale, lengthen into your plank. Now, we did this last week. Remember, we was talking about plank position. We were saying, are my hips too high? Are they too low? Remember, you can just bring the right knee forward. You can do this kind of thing. And if it just is about 1 centimeter above the ground, you're probably in the right position. You're probably very tired now as well. So on your next exhale, drop the knees and then lower all the way to the floor. Remember, we did a lot of work here. So keep the elbows tucked by the body. Chest comes through, elongates. Press the feet into the floor. Take an inhale, come into a little cobra. So again, elbows are tucked by the body. Tuck the toes under. As you exhale, lift the hips, all fours, and then come into downward facing dog. Nice. So this is putting together all that work we did last week, where we probably talked about lowering the body down for about 10, 15 minutes. So great opportunity to work into that and to practice. From here, bend the knees a bit deeper, spring like a cat, come to the top of your mat. So you can just step the right foot, then the left, or you can walk up. Inhale, come to a flat back. Lengthen the spine as much as you can. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, come up to stand. And then exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Nice. So this is sun salutation A. So we'll do one more round like that. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. You can fold with the arms nice and wide, or just like I am today, because I haven't got a lot of room. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Step one foot back. Step the other foot back. Inhale, lengthen into your plank. Nice. Exhale to lower. Drop the knees. Keep the elbows tucked by the body. Lower down nice and slowly. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Inhale, cobra. Nice, everyone. Exhale, tuck the toes. Lift the hips straight into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Beautiful. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. Breathe length in the spine. Full exhale. Just press the heels down towards the floor, but don't lose the length in the spine. Bend the knees. Look between the hands. Spring to the top of your mat, or just walk up. Anything in between is fine. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold, and then inhale, come all the way up to stand. And then exhale, bring in the hands to heart center. Check in with yourself. Maybe close the eyes and just notice the flow of energy in the body. Inhaling and exhaling as you go. So we'll work a little bit on side plank, which I don't think we've done in these classes before. So we'll just build on some of these more, I guess, popular postures that you see in classes. And side plank, a lot of the time people are like, oh, you know, I can't do side plank. I don't have the strength for it. And I don't like doing it. When I first started doing side plank, so difficult for me. So I'm going to show you some versions so you just meet your body where it is. So let's get to it first. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands down, and then step one foot back, step the other foot back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bring the knees down onto your mat. Nice. Split the knees wide, come into child's pose. Just take a little rest here. Extended child's pose, so the arms are out in front. Let the head be nice and loose. Maybe claw into the fingers. Breathe deeply here. Let everything melt down into the mat. Breathe up and down the spine, or breathe into the lower back, whatever feels good. Feel free to rest the head on the hands or the arms or fists, or whatever feels good for you. And then slowly come back to all fours. So just press yourself back. Take your time getting here. Let me show you I'll show you 3 versions of side plank. So you can just watch me here and then we'll do it all together. So you're going to bring, first of all, the left hand into the center of your mat. And then you're going to either do these 3 versions. This is mid version. So you can see I've stacked my feet side by side. And I will just show you. So one foot is in front. And then this right foot, the top leg, is side by side. Just gives you a bit more of a firmer base. Okay. So that's one version. I'm going to have to come down because I'm tired already. The second version will be bottom leg down, top leg up. So you're here. So you can be in this position. So again, there's still a lot of work going on here. There's a lot of work going on in this supporting arm. And then you're opening the chest out. You've got a nice length into the hips and into the chest. So this is one version as well. So mid version, this is probably the easiest. And then the third version is like this. So left hand into the center, and see what I do with my feet? I just stack my feet. So my feet are on top of each other, one foot on top of the other, and then I'm here. With each version, we want to find length through both sides of the waist. So you can see I've got nice length here and nice length here. So I'm not too low and I'm not too high. All right. So I need child's pose again. Let's do this. The lovely thing about side plank is, it's a fun pose to do. It builds a lot of upper body strength, and there's a varying degree of work going on in the core as well. Now, that's not saying, I've got a really strong core. I don't have a really strong core, but I've got a lot more awareness now that I do yoga here than I had in the past. So it just builds that strength and understanding in the body. Let's do this. All right. So spread out the fingers, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Nice. Left hand into the center. Take one of those versions. So either stack the feet, bring the right arm up, have the feet side by side, or drop the bottom knee down. Remember, you can do this. If you've got really tight right shoulder and it hurts, or it doesn't feel right, just keep the hand on the hip. All right. Nice. Breathe deeply here. I'm going to come back here. Press into that supporting hand. Spread through the fingers. Lift the heart center. Beautiful, everyone. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, bring the right hand down to meet the left, and then just lift the hips, come into downward facing dog. That's not a rest. I was going to say rest here. It's kind of a rest. All right, let's do the other side so you get a view of my back body here. So inhale into your plank. This time, right hand into the center, and then roll over. So you've either got the feet stacked like mine, left arm up, or you can have the feet side by side, or you can do this version with the bottom leg down, bend into the knee. So loads and loads of options going on here. Breathe in deeply. Think about opening the heart center. Stability through both sides of the waist, length through both sides of the waist. Breathing is long and steady. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, left hand meets the right. And then this time, just come back to all fours, wherever you were. Beautiful, everyone. Take a nice deep inhale, drop the belly down, lift the head and the heart. And then as you exhale, round into the spine. So a few cat and cows. Inhale forward, exhale round, inhale forward, and then exhale round. Nice. Inhale back to a nice neutral spine. Tuck the toes under again. Yeah, it's quite hard today. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. We won't do a huge amount more of these, but there'll be a few more. From here, bend the knees into the hips, look between the hands, and then step to the top of your mat. Right then left, or left then right, or walk up. Inhale, come back to your flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Whoop, and hit the light. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. Beautiful work. Pause here, hands at heart center. Feel the fullness of the breath. Find your presence here. It's always here in the breath. Notice the changes in the body, the energy in the body, probably feeling like the heart is beating away in the chest. Nice. From here, sweep the arms up, bend into the knees, come into chair pose. Nice. So we don't do chair a huge amount. So the weight comes into the heels now. So you've got a nice generous bend in the knees. Arms are forward. And I like to just gaze right in between my palms. Take an inhale, press into the feet, bring the hands to heart center. Nice. So do that one more time. Inhale, chair. Breathe deeply here. Try not to stick the bum out too much, so you don't want to be here too much. And try and find that integrity in the spine. Nice. As you exhale, this time come all the way down to the floor. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands down. Just step the right foot back. Take your time. So nice giant step. Drop the right knee. Make sure the left knee and the ankle are lined up. You can check that now before you come up. And then inhale, lift the hands and the heart to the sky. Low lunge. Nice. Breathe in deeply here. We're going to do a nice side bend here. So take one more deep inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands down. Tuck the toes on the right foot, then lift the knee. Press into the outer edge, the full length of that right leg. Right hand in the center of your mat. Inhale the left arm up. Breathe in deeply here. So try and think about rotating from the navel center. This back leg is nice and strong. That helps you pivot and rotate. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, left hand meets right. And then you're going to step the left leg back to meet the right. So nice fluid movement if you can do it, or just do it in stages. Inhale, lengthen here into your plank. Nice. As you exhale, drop the knees, lower all the way to the floor. Remember all this work we did last week. Keep the elbows tucked by the body. Inhale into your cobra. Nice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Beautiful. Take an inhale, sweep the right leg behind. What? As you exhale, bring the knee towards the nose and then step it in between the hands. Now that might sound ridiculous. So if your foot gets here, that's cool. Grab the ankle and just bump it up. Drop the left knee down. Set yourself. Check the knee and the ankle are in line. And then inhale, low lunge. So we just come to the other side. So if you find you can't get the foot all the way forward, that's cool. Over time you will. And over time you might not. It's all right. You just help yourself, just grab the ankle and then bring it up to the top of your mat. Nice. Beautiful. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands down. Tuck the toes on the left foot this time. Lift the knee, left hand into the center, and then inhale into that side bend again. So we don't want the knee to come down like this, then we lose all the rotation. Lengthen the leg, lift the kneecap, rotate from the navel center. Maybe look up towards the hand, or you can look down, whatever feels good for the neck. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, bring the right hand down. And then this time, you're going to propel this left leg to the top of the mat. That's good language, isn't it? You can make a little noise if you want. Inhale, come back to a flat back. Exhale to fold in deeply. And then press into the feet. Inhale with the arms just like dangling. Come all the way up. And then come to stand at the top of your mat. Mountain pose. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Heart center's open. Back of the neck is long. Slightly engaging into the thighs. And then we'll do a wide-legged forward fold, which really is not my favorite pose. But just because they're not my favorite poses doesn't mean we shouldn't do them. And we tend to avoid poses that we find difficult. So what we're going to do, we're going to step the right leg back. So a nice wide step. And then you're going to turn those left toes in. So now the feet are parallel. So wide leg forward folding, use a fair amount of work goes on into the hamstrings, but then we're thinking about the sacrum and the lower back here. And I find it really hard to kind of forward fold. I'm very tight around here in some ways. So just meet your body where it is. Keep the hands on the hips. Take an inhale, press into the outer edges of the feet so you feel that engagement there. And then as you exhale, just fold forward. You don't have to come down too far. You might be here. You might want to stay here. You can place the hands on the thighs. You can move around a little bit here. You might want to bring the hands all the way down onto the floor. We'll all look really different. Most people, and I say most people, that's not true. Some people you see the head's on the floor. I'm a long way away from there. A little bend in my knees, and that just takes the strain out of my hamstrings. And then from here, you might just keep that left leg nice and straight, bend into the right knee, walk the hands over. So you're just walking from side to side. Come back to center, and then the other side. So you come right up onto the side of that straight leg. Come back to center, and then same on the other side. Nice. So just walking it out. It's good fun. I get to move like a crab. Nice. Come back the other way. Just come into a depth that feels good for you. Beautiful. Come back the other way. Nice. Just do that twice more on each side. Breathing deeply, making sure that everything feels nice and stable. Here we go. Final side on the right. Walk the hands back to center. Turn the feet in again so they're parallel to the top and the bottom of your mat. And then from here, just fold in. Take an inhale, come up onto the fingertips, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold in deeply. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in deeply. Last time. Inhale, find length. Nice. Exhale, fold in. Bring the hands onto the hips. And then from here, press into the feet. Inhale, roll all the way back up. And then just heel toe the feet in together. Nice. Give the legs a shake out. Woo! You really feel that, don't you? So wide leg forwards fold, really nice. You know, you get the head below the heart. So you get that rush of energy as well. But really good for the back body. Really good to feel into the hamstrings as well. All right, let's balance. We haven't done balancing for quite some time. Might have done it last week. Can't remember now. So have the feet about hip width apart. We're going to feel all of the weight into our left foot. Then you're going to lift up the right knee. Nice. So we're just here. That's all we're going to do. Yeah, you feel like you're moving around a little bit. That's cool. So think about, remember, balance is you just look down at one spot. It's dristi in Sanskrit, gaze point. Nice. Find your stability. Really spread out through the toes on the left-hand side. Maybe lift the knee a little bit higher if you can. And then slowly, with control, bring the right leg down. Nice. Let's do the other side. So it takes a little bit of concentration. Remember, just gaze. I just looked down about 6 feet in front of me. Spread out through the right toes. Feel the length all the way up this right leg. And then lift it up on the left. Make any adjustments that feel good. Balance in here. A lot of work going on. Strengthening here in the core. So this is your stability, but also your balance. So find a gaze point that works for you. And then exhale, bring the leg down. Nice. Shake it out. And then let's do this little variation. So that's kind of the warm up. So this time, spread through the left foot. Find that activation here in the left leg. Lift up through the right. And then this time, left hand, outer edge of the right knee. So you can really hug that knee in. If you wanted to, you can float the right arm behind. Nice. And then if you wanted to, you can move the gaze down the arm. So what I do is I find a gaze point, find my balance, find another gaze point, find your balance. And then eventually you might look all the way down the right arm. If you fall out, just come straight back in. Now I'm looking down my arm. It takes a bit of practice. Open the chest to the side wall. And then slowly come back to center. Nice. Hug the knee in. And then bring the leg down. Beautiful. Sometimes feel a little bit of tension in the standing leg. So shake it out. This is going to be the last physical thing we do before Shavasana. So final side. Spread through the toes on the right leg. Lift up through the left. Find your gaze point. And then right hand, outer edge of the left knee. Hug the knee in. Left arm behind maybe. Find your gaze point. So again, I'm looking forward pretty much now. And then I've just moved my gaze. Now I'm looking down the wall. There's a little bit of wobbling in my leg. That's all right. And then eventually, maybe look all the way down the arm. Smile though. Takes a bit of concentration. Nice. I'm there, everyone. Hopefully you are too. If you fell out, come back in. Enough time. Nice. Find your stability and your ease. Bringing this practice all together. And then exhale, come back to center. Hug the knee in. Bring the knee down. Beautiful, everyone. Shake the legs out. Shake the arms out. And then let's just do this. Swing from side to side, especially after some balances. Just feel like you need to let it go. Don't think about it too much. Eyes can be closed or the gaze is soft. Really nice work today. I think we've really earned a Shavasana, haven't we? Don't skip it. Remember what I said. So come down onto your mat. I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit. Get really comfortable here. So we've got 3 minutes. So come to sit. Have the feet nice and wide. Let the feet fall open. I'll join you all here in Shavasana. Arms are nice and relaxed. Palms are face up. And just commit to this stillness now. Just feel the weight of the body melting down into the floor. Let everything go. And then really gently just bring a little bit of awareness back to the physical body. So maybe begin to deepen the breath and start with some little movements. So I always like to wriggle out through my fingers and my toes and then round out through my ankles and wrists. Maybe drop the chin from side to side. Have a stretch here if that feels good. And bend one knee in, bend the other knee in. Hug the knees into the chest. And then roll over to one side, probably the right side of the body if that feels good. More activate inside. Nice. Press into the hand and then roll all the way back up to a seated position where we started the class, and then feel free to sit on something again. I'm going to come back onto my trusty bolster. Make sure you're comfortable. Beautiful. From here, if it feels comfortable, close the eyes, rub the hands together at heart center. So create a lot of heat here. Place the palms of the hands over the closed eyes and then just blink the eyes open. Rotate the eyeballs a few times one way, a few times the other. Look left, look right, look up, look down. Feel the heat of the palms rushing into the eyes. Nice. And then from here, just bringing the hands to heart center. Bowing the head down towards your prayer. And just be kind to yourself first and foremost. And if you manage to do that, then pay your kindness forward every opportunity you get. And that might not mean the world, so it might not mean make a difference to you, but it might make a huge amount of difference to the person receiving your kindness today and for the rest of the week. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me again today. Please let me know if you've got any questions. Just bring them to me on Facebook. You'll find it on the Royal Voluntary Service Virtual Village Hall page, and also on our Facebook page, which is the Space to Breathe Collective. It's always really nice to do this class, and hopefully I will see you sometime next week. All right, everyone, take care. Bye-bye.